Hi everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of That Makes Sense, the show about vinyl, 80s, 90s, electronic music, from back in the day to all the way to now. Also, it's about synthesizers. I'm Brad. I'm going to, for this episode, I'm going to dig back into my Depeche Mode vinyl box set. This time, we're going to be talking about the 2005 album Depeche Mode Playing the Angel, which I believe is their 10th studio album. And I wanted to talk about some of the releases that came out around this time, which releases are in the Depeche Mode Playing the Angel vinyl box set, which is a collection of their 12 inches from this time. Also, what was not included in these box sets, which could have been included, but weren't, and I'll talk about it. And I actually had to do some digging on this myself because I think around this time, digital downloads have become the norm. I mean, if you remember back in 2001, Exciter had come out. Digital downloads were starting to appear, but it wasn't heavily used. I mean, you could still buy the Depeche Mode Exciter CD singles, no problem. But I think with Playing the Angel, they started to do away with some of those releases. So I had to make sense of what they did, because I think by that time I had just downloaded everything. I didn't have physical CDs of the music. But before we talk about Playing the Angel, I have to address some remixes that came out back in 2004 for Depeche Mode's. They just released a series of remixes, and I can't remember if it was for a greatest hits or if it was, or they just released some new remixes just to whet the appetites of the fans. So one remix that did come out was Enjoy the Silence 2004, and this is what it looks like. It's not in the best condition, but it contained the Timo Moss extended remix of Enjoy the Silence. It also included the Ewan Pearson remix of Enjoy the Silence, which is actually a really good, a great remix. It also included the Richard X extended mix. So Richard X, who one of the radio DJs on K-Rock. And also they included a really awesome remix of World in My Eyes called the Cicada Mix. So if you ever get a chance, make sure to check out the Cicada Mix. But this is what it looks like. Okay, I think I'm kind of remembering. Maybe this was... Oh, I remember what this is for. So, I think what happened in 2004, I can't remember. There was like a remix collection, and I think that I can't remember if that came out for that. But there was also another one called Enjoy the Silence Reinterpreted. This is a promo, and this is from the U.S., I think. Yeah, Warner Music Group. So this Enjoy the Silence Reinterpreted. So that's kind of like the 7-inch version of this new remix. And then Nothing Head Cleaner Rock Mix. So yeah, this is from the remixes 81, 84. So they had released basically a series, a box set of remixes. Some were old remixes previously released, and then some were new remixes. So these are some of the new remixes, including the Nothing Head Cleaner Rock Mix, which is an awesome remix of Nothing from Music for the Masses from 1987. But this is a new album back for 2004. And then they also released this amazing remix of Halo from the British group Goldfrapp, who Alison Goldfrapp actually later on did a song with Dave Gahan. But this remix of Halo is a freaking amazing remix. And if you find those the remixes, there's like 81 to 84. But then there's like the remixes. There's another box set of the other remixes. I think around 3 CDs maybe, but have a lot of other remixes. And that is actually available on vinyl, and that is a rarity in itself to find that box set. But moving on to Playing the Angel, which came out in 2005, the first single was Precious. So, oh, one other thing before I go into that. For that Greatest Hits remixes, and back in 2004, there's another 12-inch that has Something to Do. It's a limited 12-inch Black Stroh remix, which is a freaking amazing remix of Something to Do. It also has on that World in My Eyes Cicada remix, and then Rex the Dog's dub mix of Photograph, which is a freaking awesome remix of Photograph that's more modern, done by Rex the Dog. And then in the UK, there was an additional record with Halo as the Gold Frat remix on side 1, and then a version of Clean, colder version, and Little 15, the Ulrich Schnauz remix. So those are out there as well. So going back to Playing the Angel, here is what is on the first record from the box set. So it has Precious Miss Full Vocal Mix, Precious Michael Mayer Balearic Mix, Precious Motor Remix, Precious Motor Crunch Mix. So really cool backside on there as well. Let's see what the vinyl looks like. I don't know if it's anything special, but yeah, it's got that kind of that Playing the Angel figure, whatever that is. And then there's a second release of Precious, just like most of the European singles back in the day. So this is record number 2 from the box set. It's Precious Sasha Spooky Mix, full length, and then Precious Sasha's Gorgantium Vocal Mix, full length version. So here's what the back of that looks like. I think it's pretty cool. Now in the US, what they did, at least on vinyl, they released basically this of Precious. It's a 2-disc record that has the album version, Sasha's Spooky Mix Edit, Sasha's Gargantian Vocal Mix Edit, the Miscellaneous Full Vocal Mix, the Mike Meyer Balearic Mix, and then Miss Crunch Mix and Motor Mix. So I think there's one remix that's notably missing from both these, and it's the DJ Dan mix of Precious, which I think is a freaking awesome mix, and I don't know why they didn't include it on any of the vinyls. It's definitely available on digital download. I think the other difference is that on the US record, it is the both Sasha remixes are the edit versions. They're not the full length versions. So I don't know. It says edit, but each of those is like over 7 minutes long. So I don't know how much they edited. I don't know the duration of the full mix, but apparently that's the difference. Anything else with Playing the Angel? I don't think so. But I think Precious is the only record that was officially released, or remix record that was officially released for Playing the Angel in the US that I know of. I could be wrong, but the second single off that is Suffer Well. Or wait a second. No, I'm sorry. It's A Pain That I'm Used To. And again, there's no physical formats that were released for the US. So I'll just show you the what was released in the box set and in the UK. So we have, let's see, Pain That I'm Used To, Bitstream Threshold Mix. Pain That I'm Used To, Bitstream Spansial Mix. Here's the back of that, which I think is pretty cool. It's got a picture of Martin. And then on this other record, it's got, here's the other record that's in the box set. Pain That I'm Used To, Jacques LeConte remix, and Pain That I'm Used To, Jacques LeConte dub. Now, Jacques LeConte is, I'm trying to remember the guy's name, but basically he is ended up being a producer. He had an album, not under Jacques LeConte, but that was kind of an alias that he used. But he also did some remixes for Madonna. But also he was the one that produced Madonna's album Confession on a Dance Floor, as well as the new latest Madonna album Confessions of a Dance Floor Part 2. And he produced 3 of the Pet Shop Boys albums. So I'm sure somebody out there remembers this name. It's just escaping me right now, but that is who Jacques LeConte is. And the Jacques LeConte remix is awesome. As a matter of fact, when Depeche Mode played this song live, they're not playing the Angel live version. They're playing the Jacques LeConte remix. So obviously that's a big, I think a big shout out to the remixers that remix, because occasionally some of the songs, such as In Your Room, Depeche Mode is not, when they play that live, they're not playing the album version, they're playing a remix version. Also, when they did Route 66, they played the Beatmasters remix on the World Violator tour. So this was not released physically. Trying to think what else. So the next, so just one thing to say, although there's no physical releases of this in the US, the US digital pack was actually more comprehensive than the UK physical release, bundling all the major remixes together. So the Telex remix appeared on both the US digital and UK limited CD, but the Telex Club Mix and the Telex Remix 2 were UK digital exclusive. So did not realize that. And I do have, let's see, I've got a Pain That I'm Used To. Let's see what I have of that originally. So here's the one of the original releases. This is not the one on the box set, but you can see it, the one on the box set here, it looks the same basically. So it's a pretty accurate recreation. Let's see. So the next single to come off that album, Playing the Angel, was Suffer Well. Again, there is no physical release in the US, but on the in the UK and also in the box set, we can see. I don't know which one is which, but there's 2 releases, 2 vinyl releases. I love this cover, the wedding photo with Martin as the bride, and Dave is kind of like the deadbeat. But the remixes on here are Suffer Well, the Matope remix, Suffer Well, Matope vocal remix, Suffer Well, the M83 remix. So M83 ended up going on to have some big hits. Better Days, the Bastoroid Dance Is Gone vocal mix. Better Days is one of the B-sides off of Playing the Angel. And then for the second record, it has, this is awesome. I think the cover's awesome. And then there's a photo of Fletch and Martin Gore. Martin Gore dressed up as the bride. But it has the Suffer Well Tigga remix, Suffer Well Tigga dub, and then the Suffer Well Narcotic Thrust vocal dub. By the way, that remix, the Narcotic Thrust vocal dub, is a freaking amazing remix. they did a dance song back in the 90s called Shiny Disco Balls, or maybe around early 2000s, but that's an awesome song too. But yeah, so I think for my physical releases of Suffer Well, I think I've got the two vinyls that came out originally with the album. Same track listing, same everything. So they did a, with the box set, they did a spot on recreation of these original remixes. So anything else with Suffer Well? The US digital pack included the Tigger remix, Narcotic Thrust vocal dub, Alter Ego mix, M83, the Met Hope vocal remix, and Met Hope remix, plus corresponding edits packs. So the key difference is there's no US physical releases at all. Also with that was The Darkest Star, which was another, I think it's the last track off Playing the Angel. So here's what that looks like. This is actually an original release. Again, this was not released in the US. The Darkest Star has the Hold and Monoleg remixes, and then anything else off that. And then there's like a Hold and dub. So again, that was a physical release, not released in the U.S. And then finally, the last singles off that is John the Revelator, which is a great remix. I don't have the originals of that, but I do have the ones from the box set. So we'll go with this one first. It has John the Revelator, Above, or Dave is in the Disco, Type Schwartz remix, John the Revelator, Type Schwartz dub. Also, they have a remix of Lillian, which is a track off Playing the Angel. It's the Lillian Chad dub. So the back cover doesn't look anything, not just black basically. So nothing real special on the inner side of the vinyl there. And then on the second record, there is the John the Revelator Merc Mode dub remix. This blue. So John the Revelator Boost the Club remix and the Lillian Chad vocal remix. Anything to say about John the Revelator? There was a 7-inch picture disc, limited edition. It had John the Revelator Uncle Dub and Lillian Rubog Room Schlomenschen Kicker remix, which was exclusive to that format. There was also a UK had a CD single of that. And then I think, here is what's missing. I knew there was something missing. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so there is a remix, another great remix that could have been put on here, which was Bill Hamill's Audio Magnetics Club remix. So he had 3 remixes. This is a UK digital exclusive that had Bill Hamill's Audio Magnetic Club remix, Bill Hamill's Audio Magnetic dub, Bill Hamill's Audio Magnetics edit, and that's a great version of it. Also has James T. Cotton dub, Merc Miami mix, Merc Mode dub, Uncle dub, and Live from Milan. And then also there were several remixes of Lillian that were available as UK only. So I don't even know if I know these remixes. The Pantha du Prince News Holtz remix, Pantha du Prince Roboysen Ek Brutsta remix, and the Lillian Rubeg Room Cruzy Fuking dub. So us in the U.S. definitely missed out on those. Um, so, I mean, the key difference is the U.S. got only edited versions of the main remixes digitally, and then all of Bill Hamill remixes, Merck Miami remixes, and Lillian remixes were exclusive for the UK. So the US kind of got bummed out when it came to playing the Angel. So just a couple things also I want to point out. And this is, oh, let me show you the folder from the box set. This is pretty cool. But there's one surprise in the box set that I did not know about, and I need to look this up. I assume this was an official release, but either way, like, I think, well, I'll say it here in a second. There's a last record on there called Playing the Angel Promotional 12-inch. So I assume this was released officially as a promotion. But what it has, there's nothing really special on the cover there. But what it has is the B-sides, all the B-sides such as Free, Better Days, Newborn. It has John the Revelator single version, Lillian the single version, Precious Michael Meyer ambient mix, Suffer Well the alter ego remix, Lillian the Robag Room Shaishum kicker mix, Pain That I'm Used To, the Golf Raps remix of a Pain That I'm Used To, which is an awesome remix, and then a Pain That I'm Used To Telex remix. The one thing that I want to say about this is maybe this was official release as a promotion back in the day for Playing the Angel, but here's the thing that I think Mute Records really missed out on was they didn't release, with all these box sets, they didn't release all the remixes. And then also, in these box sets, for the most part, they released things that were only released in the UK. So they missed out on a whole bunch of US releases, such as the Zip Hop mix from Music for the Masses, or the Behind the Wheel Route 66 combination remixes from Music for the Masses. And I think what would have been really cool and what the fans would have really, really liked is have like a bonus record like this in the box set that has like all the remaining remixes, you know, from that were released originally on vinyl. I think the fans would have loved that. And it's kind of like, you know, they didn't include the remixes for Fly on the Windscreen because officially or they didn't include those remixes in the Black Celebration box set because officially Fly on the Windscreen came out on the greatest hits, catching up with Depeche Mode. So I think, which is that those remixes aren't on the box set, in the Depeche Mode box set. So I think Mute really dropped the ball, and they could have had an opportunity by putting, you know, a bonus record for each one of the box sets to put those extra tracks on, because we don't have Shake the Disease or It's Called a Heart or Fly on the Windscreen remixes in these box sets. So that was a lost opportunity, but they were able to put Get the Balance Right in the Construction Time Again box set, so which is not a track off Construction Time Again. So don't get me started on that. But I've got a couple other things I wanted to show that were released around the same time. Well, for one thing, here's the Playing the Angel vinyl remix. I think this is actually an original record from, it's from 2005, so this is not one of the reissues. This is an original one, and it's thick. I haven't taken this out for a while, but it's got, here's the inside of it, which is pretty awesome. And then, yeah, here's the inner sleeves. Yeah, I haven't seen this in a long time. But that's pretty cool. And then also I have a bootleg from this era that I found. It's like a remix bootleg. It's called Angels and Black Swans. So here's what this looks like, and here's the back of it. And something that's also was not released in the box sets was the remixes for Martyr, which came out in October of 2006. So Martyr is a non-album single that came out with the Best of Depeche Mode Volume 1, which again was, there's remixes for it. There was digital ones, and then and it was actually recorded for the Playing the Angel sessions. So Playing the Angel came out in 05, Martyr came out in 06. Martyr was cut from that album because it was a little too poppy relative to the other tracks, but it was a nice track that fit onto the greatest hits. But there was a commercial UK 12-inch of Martyr that contained the Book of Shade dub mix on side 1 and the Dreher and Smart BN Reload remix, and Book of Shade vocal mix on side 2. So also there was a limited double 12-inch that had Personal Jesus Boys Noise rework, Never Let Me Down Again Digitalism remix, Everything Counts Oliver Huntman and Stephen Bowden dub, and People Are People Underground Resistance remix. So those are actually on the those remixes, 81 to 84, and then like 85 to 90, whatever. But those were also in those box sets. So just to talk about this Angels and Black Swans bootleg, it does contain Martyr, the single version of it. It contains the 3 B-sides of from Playing the Angel, which include Free, Better Days, and Newborn. Those are like bonus tracks, I think, on the album. They had a song called All This and Nothing, which is a song from Dave Gahan and Soul Savers. Also, it includes the U2 cover of, or Depeche Mode's cover of So Cruel, which was released in 2011, which is a very cool cover. Also, Stories of Old, the Chung King studio sessions. So that's a really cool like acoustic version of Stories of Old. Nothing's Impossible Bear, which is came from a bonus on John the Revelator Lillian DVD single. It's got a the acoustic version of Clean, which is originally on Violator. This was originally on a DVD bonus, Playing the Angel Deluxe Edition CD set. And then there's an acoustic version of Waiting for the Night, which is on the Precious US Promo CD single. So this little bootleg right here, I didn't even know anything about it. I just saw it in the record store and I got it. So it's a nice little collection or tie-in for some of those missing Playing the Angel pieces. So anyways, I didn't realize how many differences there were with Playing the Angel. It's been a while since I've looked at that one. So I learned something, and I hope you did too, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.